So we all know our largest, most expensive cities have big housing affordability issues. But what if I told you there are just huge swaths of available land in close to every one of our big superstar cities? That's right, I'm talking about golf courses.
Welcome to City Nerd, where we explore the things that make every city unique, and we love top 10 lists.
So cities benefit from dense mixed land uses right around transit hubs. But it's hard to build. I mean, nobody's willing to demolish their single family neighborhood to make room for a bunch of high-rise condos. So given how much competition there is for prime developable real estate, is a golf course really the best land use we can come up with? So here's some arguments I hear in favor of golf courses in the city. One is they're valuable because they're green space. They're helping provide the lungs of the city somehow. But really, I mean, a golf course is kind of like an enormous front lawn with a few trees. It demands an enormous amount of water and maintenance. You need to mow it all the time. Another thing I hear is golf provides great opportunities for physical activity. Sorry, take it from someone who actually lettered in golf my senior year of high school, while also probably gaining like 20 or 30 pounds at the same time. Golf involves a lot of skill, but not much physical exertion. And like, I'm not a golf hater. I like golf. I'll watch Sunday at the Masters or some other major tournament. I would play still probably if it was free and it didn't take 5 hours out of my day off. I have no problem with golf courses that are deep out in the suburbs or the exurbs. I mean, the thing is, if you're playing golf, you're bringing a big bag of equipment with you. You're probably not taking transit. Golf probably doesn't need to be near a subway station or a light rail station, right? You're driving, and if you're driving, you might as well be driving out to the movies. So I wanted to find like the most egregious cases of just bad land use golf courses throughout the United States. I didn't differentiate between public and private courses. I looked at both, even though honestly, the idea of a golf course that really caters to people who have a lot of excess time and money on their hands, being paid for by public funds and being maintained and staffed by public funds. And it's kind of more galling, honestly, than a private country club with user fees and dues. So first I filtered down what I wanted to look at. I really only wanted to look in places that have high capacity transit networks like rail, light rail or subways, just because, you know, kind of the worst case scenario is when you have a golf course that is like either right on top of or, you know, within a half mile or a mile of a subway line or a light rail line they've invested an enormous amount into. And then there are kind of four factors I wanted to put together to evaluate and rank different golf courses. So one was, how close is it to a rail station? How close is it to the center of the city? How big is the golf course? In some cases, you know, I didn't really want to look at like 9-hole courses or short courses. I really wanted full 18-hole courses. But in a lot of cases, you'll see that some of these they have 2 courses or possibly even 3. So you're looking at 36 or 54 holes. And then the last thing I wanted to look at was the value of the land. So I used average sale price per square footage of the zip code. So those are the 4 pieces I brought together. And so here is the top 10 list.
Number 10 is Jefferson Golf Course in central Seattle. This is actually my home golf course growing up in high school. This is central Seattle, so it's getting close to $400 a square foot. You're about a half a mile away from the Mount Baker station on the Link Line, and you are around 3 miles in downtown Seattle. 9 is Lake Merced Golf Club it's not actually San Francisco, it's a little south in Daly City, but it's still a little less than 7 miles from downtown San Francisco. It's an 18-hole course. Daly City is your BART stop. It's about a half mile walking distance. And yeah, I mean, San Francisco is a small, compact city, and so you're pretty close to downtown. 8, same area, also in San Francisco. Kind of got this cluster of golf courses right around the Daly City, San Francisco border. So this is the San Francisco Golf Club. Its closest rail stop is also the Daly City station. This is an 18-hole course. Both of these last two are around $700 to $800 a square foot, so you're getting up there. 7 is the Robert Lynch and the Country Club in Boston. These are contiguous, so I bundled them together, so you've got 36 holes. This is about $550 a square foot. You are almost a mile to the Chestnut Hill T station, and then you are about 6 miles from downtown Boston. 6, back to San Francisco. This is Harding Park, a little north of the previous two. This one is an 18-hole course. It's not quite as close to the Daly City stop, so you're actually closer to the 19th and Holloway stop on the Muni line, and similar distance to downtown San Francisco. 5 is Rancho Park and Hillcrest. Again, a public and a private course. They're adjacent to each other. I've bundled them up into one 36-hole parcel. We're talking close to $900 a square foot. That's what housing is going for. So you got a lot of land and a lot of value. Your closest stop on the Metro line is Westwood Rancho Park, and you are, Los Angeles is pretty spread out, so you're about 10 miles from downtown here. 4, we're going to Philadelphia. And I've got actually 3 different golf courses I've mashed up here. You've got Karakung, don't even know if I pronounced that right, Cobbs Creek and McCall, all contiguous with one another. So you've got 54 holes, big piece of land. It's only around $150 a square foot, but you are fairly close to the 69th Street station. And you are only about 5 miles from downtown Philadelphia. 3, we're actually going to St. Louis, Missouri for this one. Beautiful old park, Forest Park in St. Louis, and it's the Forest Park Golf Course right there in the northwest corner. Not super valuable land. It is around $300 because you're in a nicer part of St. Louis. But it's super close to their light rail line. This is the Skinker Station, right by Washington University. And then actually the east end of the course is close to yet another station on the Metro line. So it's really, really well provided for by transit. And you're about 5 miles from downtown St. Louis. 2 is Eastmoreland in wonderful Portland, Oregon. I've actually played this one. This is around $300 a square foot is what housing goes for here. And it's an 18-hole course, but what really makes this one stand out is, look at the clubhouse and look at the Bybee stop on the Max Orange line. It's literally a stone's throw. It's pretty ridiculous. And you're only like 3 miles from downtown, so this one's pretty egregious. And finally, number 1 is Langston in eastern Washington, DC. Not totally sure about this one. You've probably got some floodplain issues, but it is an 18-hole golf course. Housing is valuable and scarce. So you're talking $500, $600 a square foot, and you're right on top of the Benning Road, Oklahoma rail stop. It's literally right outside the front door. And then you're only like less than 4 miles from central DC, probably even a little closer to Union Station there.
For all you nerds, here's a summary table showing how each of the 10 courses measured up across the 4 categories, how we converted those into ratings, and the final score for each. And that's it. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you later.